Hey guys, welcome back to the channel today here at Espionage TV. We've just watched live the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket that was launched from Cape Canaveral, and it's carrying an Arab satellite for orbit. It'll be orbiting at 90,000 kilometers, which is a high orbit for satellites. But it'll make it perform better at that altitude. Um, Separation is just taking place, and it's heading into space. Um, let's talk about SpaceX and Elon Musk and these Blue Origin New Shepard space vehicles, rockets. In the very near future, this year actually, they're going to do their first manned mission, and they're going to start taking people up within the next 2 years. Which, I mean, who wouldn't go for that, right? I mean, let's stuff a bunch of flat earthers in there and let them get their view and let them change their opinion on the blue ball we call Earth. But yeah, to get that out of the way. Elon Musk is the real deal now. Space travel, the moon landings, and we can all have our opinions on that. Whether the theorists out there, whether we actually really went to the moon then or not, and people say we did, people say we didn't. It's just, but something happened up there. You could tell, especially the astronauts' interviews from the moon landing. Something happened up there that they were really concerned about. You could see the look on their eyes because they didn't want to talk about it on the interview for the 1969 lunar landing. That really had them tore up. But regardless, we're going to get back there pretty soon, real soon, and that's going to be exciting to see and beyond. You hear the talk about terraforming Mars and trips to Mars, and which be something else to look forward to in our technological planet evolutional of technologies to spread humankind out there. Now, whether that's meant in our design or not from our creator, I don't know, but it'll happen unless it don't happen, right? I mean, I reckon free will. What do you guys think about Elon Musk and what he's doing, with all his technologies? He's got some nice inventions. I mean, he's on the ball, from his Tesla car company to his SpaceX program. He's doing it. Would you guys go to space? That's going to be happening real soon. They're going to start taking customers to space, orbit the moon and back, and I would go for it. That would be an experience you couldn't pass up, right? That'd be fun. You can see that the two separated rockets have landed simultaneously on pad A and B. So they're reusable rockets, which is nice. Cut down cost, and which is part of the problem. They said it cost too much back in the late 60s, early 70s. But so the picture of our blue ball and how the theorists say how the rockets, when they go up, then they turn and go out. Well, obviously that's because of the curvature of the Earth, and they're matching up orbital patterns to do that. I mean, with our huge the Earth, and I mean, for it not to look like that, you just have to take off and go straight up into the atmosphere, which would serve you no purpose, because it sends you just get out into the deep space and just keep going. They're orbiting above Earth is really relatively small above our atmosphere. You can see the trajectory right there. I mean, the space station floats around at our curvature, which I think that's what throws a lot of these people off. They just don't get the trajectory of what needs to be done to get into the atmospheric orbit, low Earth orbit for these things. Now, if you're going to the moon, that's a different story. That you're going to be heading 250,000 miles straight out in space, but it's still going to have that curvature, and you're going to have to match orbital patterns to get to the moon's gravitational pull, which isn't much, but to be able to orbit the moon. But what would you guys? Would you take that trip? Would you go to the moon, or just to space, or to Mars for a couple of years? There's a window for Mars every couple of years. It's at its closest point, which makes the travel there take less time. So that's how that would work every 2 years. When Earth and Mars, the planets are at its closest points. Yeah. What do you guys think about this? It's interesting, I think. I had a different video in mind for today, but it's raining and dreary outside, and I knew that the Falcon rocket was launching this morning, so it's figured we'd talk about that. Alright, if you notice that cut in the video, completely off topic and got me off my programming here. A lot of effort goes into making these videos that we people that like to get information out on YouTube do. But off topic, I just got a phone call about got an apple orchard here, and got a couple new apple trees yesterday, and so I got a phone call about telling me how to plant a couple new golden delicious apple trees that I got to put them up there in the orchard and how to plant them. But I'll just pass this information along that I already knew anyway. But that's dads for you, right? And grandparents. You gotta dig your hole and water that hole. I mean, just soak that hole before you plant your apple tree. I got a beautiful apple orchard, lots of apples, and they end up mostly being deer food. I have people come up and pick what they want whenever season got late, some late blooms, and apples are good. Apple day keeps the doctor away, right? But you water that hole real good, and you plant it, and you keep your soil loose because the roots need to grow. But in the youth and the young of the tree's life, for the first couple years, it needs to have a fence around it, a good, strong, heavy-duty fence that circumferences it completely to where the deer and the animals can't get to it and eat your your plant out, because they're not inexpensive. They cost, you know, a good little bit of money buying good apple trees, and you gotta keep them stored right before you plant them. You gotta keep them roots nice and wet, and the soil in it. But that's how you plant an apple tree. You know, I don't know how we went from SpaceX to an apple tree, but that's where we ended up. But if you like today's video, guys, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And give me some topics. I want to know what you guys want to hear, see, talk about. My opinion on it. So leave comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Like, share, and subscribe.